Stay with us. We're going to go out to break with some of the communist assault.
Excuse us! Find us! Oh, you gotta chill, bro. Your boy is attacking me. Watch out, watch out. You're clowns. Watch out. Just grab the mic again. Look at these clowns. Hey. We're just assaulted. Hit the cops. Hit the cops.
Why are you so worried about a zygote? And ultimately, your sympathies do not lie with black people. They lie with your racist, white, middle-class agenda, and that's where it will always lie, and you will be destroyed holding that line.
Okay, I adopted 2 children.
Oh, good for you, white savior. Aren't you so proud?
They're not white. He's
exactly, he's not white. Exactly, you're a white savior. You think that it is the white man's duty to fix everybody's problems, right?
Because you adopt.
How many did I adopt? I kill my kids. How many did I adopt? I kill my kids.
I kill my kids.
Babies, I pay for that.
You know something?
I pay all my money for that. I get free abortions on demand without apology.
You are wicked as hell.
And I'm going to hell. Yeah, I still pay to kill babies, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
How do you get your abortions paid for?
I pay for them.
I thought you said
How many
free.
do you pay for?
Upwards of 50.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you must make
I raise money from the community for it.
Oh, you don't use your money? You multiply your efforts, eh?
Well, we're down here pointing out that all black lives matter, all lives matter, and that the very people who want to literally wipe out black Americans through Planned Parenthood on record are the ones trying to create this whole race war and garbage off some of these tragedies. So we're pointing out the real organized genocide with the documented proof. We're talking to a lot of great folks. Sir, give us your take on all this.
Yeah, I think that we're going to continue forward as a country, and we need to...
Excuse us!
To pick up the TV side of this transmission. Don't forget the nightly news will be this evening, 7 o'clock Central, as it is weeknights. And I will return this Sunday live, 4 to 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will be live in studio this Sunday. Normally, I'd probably take off the Sunday and tape a show or do a rebroadcast on the eve of Memorial Day. But I didn't do the show last week. David Knight did it, so it's important to do that Sunday show at least 3 times a month. I did tape 15 minutes, or I guess 20 minutes for the show that afternoon, so it was partially an original transmission, and then David did a great job. I think sometimes a better job than I do, and so that's why I like having him fill in, because David Knight, Jakari Jackson, Rob Dew, John Bound, Leanne McAdoo, the writers, the crew behind the scenes, they all have a lot to contribute and add as well. I'm just here to try to give historical perspective and also fire folks up in the face of an enemy onslaught. And I do that naturally because I'm fired up. Let me just say, in the gym this morning, I worked out for an hour and a half and did not stop, except for maybe like 2 or 3 one-minute breaks. I was throwing those weights around like nothing. I mean, I was just ready to I need to get out more often and get in the face of scum because it energized me. If you just joined us, I'm about to get into some fabulously positive news. It's as good a news as the feds coming out a month ago and saying, yeah, we're going to cut the fluoride completely out of pesticide and cut it by half in water because it's causing brain cancer and a bunch of other stuff. Just devastating victory. Oh, I thought we were conspiracy theorists. I thought we were evil. I thought we were bad. I thought that we were, these terrible, horrible people. No, the truth is we know what's going on. We understand that those that love death, kind of the parents, the spiritual fathers and mothers of the type of scum I was covering in the last hour, they hate humanity. It's like Dr. Pianka at UT that says he wants to see Ebola released to kill 90% of us airborne weaponized. Or Prince Philip saying he wants to come back reincarnated as airborne Ebola to kill the majority of the population. This is what they get off on. This is what they are into. And if you just joined us, what I'm speaking of is a pro-life demonstration that we launched to not just be the average milquetoast pro-lifers that go out with some signs and talk about, hey, it's a baby and you're going to go to hell if you do this. But, hey, this came from eugenicists who started it all to exterminate the black population. Here's the quotes. And Hitler was funded by these people. Their names are the Rockefellers and Margaret Sanger. And so understand a lot of the arguments you hear are false. Let's have a real discussion about this. I mean, we can't even get partial birth abortion stopped when you could adopt the baby at, 8, 9 months. I mean, this is out of control. Now it's, yeah, get rid of old people. Yeah, now kill kids up to age 3 or 5. Yeah, now don't give, veterans treatment. I mean, this is not ending. Slavs, Latin, and Hebrew immigrants are human weeds, a dead weight of human waste. Blacks, soldiers, and Jews. Oh, yeah, the elite always hate soldiers because you're strong. You'll fight. You generally come from the common folks. Let me read her quote again. I'm sorry. Slavs, Latin, you're all Hispanics. She wants to kill you. Slavs, she hates you because Slavs are so strong. And Hebrew immigrants. I'm going to read all this again. Slavs, Latin, and Hebrew immigrants are human weeds and dead weight of human waste. No, you're human waste, you piece of crap. Excuse me. See, I'm pro-human. These are the real racists. These death lovers, they want to kill little kids. And they sit there and tell us we're racist. I take that as a badge of honor by these scum to call me that because it's a total fraud. They're the anti-humans, the human race. They're against our race. They think they're going to merge with the computers and become gods. They think we're ugly. You're the ones that are ugly. You hate yourself, so you hate us. I love myself. I love humanity. I'm proud of our achievements. We're made in God's image. We're builders, master builders, constructors, beauty, mathematics, classical music. We're incredible. Our God's a trillion times more incredible, infinitely more. Your God's a God of death that hates us because we're beautiful, you filth, you trash. Put her back on screen. See, I said I have all this news, but Slavs, Latin, and Hebrew immigrants are human weeds, a dead weight of human waste. Blacks, soldiers, and Jews are a menace to the race. This is the queen of the liberals, the god of the liberals. She said that in 1922, ladies and gentlemen, in a major newspaper. I mean, this is all published. This woman reportedly dated one of the top Rockefellers. She was just one of these skags, one of these skanks that they picked up to run the op. There she is being saluted by the Ku Klux Klan. I mean, look, I don't care if it's a black racist gang or a Mexican racist gang or the Klan. It's all just gang members that want to organize as gangs and say they're the best because as individuals, they can't excel and have people want to support them and follow them naturally. And that's why you want to get everybody fighting with each other because you get power out of that instead of unifying humanity around strong freedom and strong families and strong private property and strong defense and raising our men to be strong, to be chivalrous and to be honorable to other men and women and to be living by their creed and their family name. But when you start a fight with them, they're ready to flip the switch and go from being Mr. Nice Guy that helps a little old lady around the street to not playing games and just grabbing you globalists right by your heads and taking your head down to that concrete and just bam, 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 and watching your brain splatter all over the pavement. We'll show you strength. You think these little communists can sit there and break somebody's head open on the ground? They don't have any strength because their God is weak. And Christians have been taught to be pathetic, servile minions of this scum. That's not in the Bible. That's not what the prophets did. None of them. Christ went into the money changer's temple with a cat o' nine tails and overturned tables and beat up 25 people. Oh, yeah, that's a real wimp right there. Went in there, was just kicking people, whipping them, throwing tables over on people, rampaging. And I'm not calling for violence. I'm simply explaining the spirit of liberty and defense of human life that these people hate so much. They hate us because spiritually they can see how strong and beautiful our souls are. I could see the souls of those men and women, black, white, Hispanic, the women that were out there. Even if they weren't, some of them, you know, super classically Marilyn Monroe beautiful or whatever, and they were all very, very pretty, their eyes were on fire and were piercing and beautiful and strong, these women. And then I look at the dead eyes of the enemy's women. I mean, it was just night and day. And what I saw in those women's eyes is what I saw in my grandmother's eyes, both of them. That's a real woman right there. That's a strong, loving woman with a soul. And then I see the men's eyes, and I could then see their souls of the loving, good, strong people that understand what's valuable. They weren't watching David Letterman's last show. They weren't into, you know, sitting there playing fantasy football or basketball at work at lunch. They were out there standing up for unborn children. So don't you ever thank me. I want to thank you. I want to salute you for how amazing you are. I am honored to be around such people. And you've got my commitment that I will do everything in my power to summon the will and the strength and the semantical repertoire to touch the hearts and minds of the people worldwide, to have humanity rise against the cult of death and rise against the wing of death and rise against this legion of evil, this legion of filth, these soulless, dead-eyed piles of trash, vampires sniffing around a facility where tens of thousands of babies have their lives snuffed out every single year. Vampires trying to warm their dead souls on the hot, beautiful souls going straight to God. They're there like moths to flame, believing it's giving them power, when all it is them from afar, marooned on their little deserted island watching a cruise ship pass. You think you had victory over those children? You think you've had victory and power over them dying? Cue her up, talking about how she killed her own children. Your children are now free of your horrid little grasp. I said I'd hit the news. I'll tell you, there is some really important news today. We're going to devastate the globalists on every front. Conspiracy theorists are causing militants to abandon ISIS. And, of course, the mainstream media is saying, oh, no, ISIS isn't run by Western intelligence agencies, even though it publicly is, wanting them to get their recruitment, you see. Radicals complain recruits are turning away as they discover Western intelligence controls extremist groups. Infowars.com. A report in the official propaganda magazine of ISIS this month bemoans the fact that the terror group is losing members because of so-called conspiracy theories. Just like these communists said, you're conspiracy theorists. We're not in a red brigade, when they're all on their own website saying they're the leaders of their red guard. The Western intelligence manipulates and controls extremists for its own agenda. And see, ISIS is saying that now, and they put us in their videos. They're so upset that we're not letting them recruit young, dumb idiots. The International Business Times, see, we wage war against the enemy on every front. And the truth is what trumps them. The International Business Times reports that the magazine, Dabiku, or however you pronounce it, condemns conspiracy theorists, referring to their ideas as beliefs as sinful. That's right, they're sitting there telling these poor dirt farmers and people, you know, that don't listen to them. They are sinful. They are Western intelligence. Yeah. Western intelligence is on record funding the Free Syrian Army and funding Al-Qaeda and ISIS and giving you the weapons and letting you take over for Saudi Arabia. And we're going to continue to expose you no matter what you do and no matter how many threats you put out. We're coming for all of you in the info war. They're the ones that fund communism, socialism, and every other failed system because they're all exempt from it offshore. Simply mind-blowing. It's up on Infowars.com. Obama's trade bill narrowly clears key Senate hurdle. Deal details not released to public. Conservatives could push over the finish line. Mexico's weighing in on U.S. meat product sanctions. Congressional approval. Ratings collapse. That's from DrudgeReport.com. But, of course, the establishment doesn't care. Of course, because they work for different bosses than the United States. They work for the globalist. And again, you want to know who funds open borders? You want to know who funds going after our